All right, here's a good question to ask you guys. Okay, does true love exist in today's world? Does true love exist? Okay, now either you'll say yes or no, or you might say depends on the situation or depends with who it is. Parents to children, if they're good parents, unconditional love and true love. If it is someone married to someone and they're truly dedicated, okay. I'm not trying to go into the various forms of love, agape, erotica, and this and that, the different Latin, categories. Talking love between two people. I'll give you a situation, okay? I'll give you a couple of situations. And then you can give me your views on it. I guess our viewpoints are based on the experiences we have had. Like, in my case, I've seen a very ugly side of human life. A mother that was manipulative, a stepfather that was an absolute, I wouldn't even call him animal. Then friends who are very finicky, relationships which are broken. So if you ask someone like me who has experienced all this, does true love exist? I would say you're stupid. But if you ask somebody who was born in a good family, where the mother and father sacrificed everything for their child, was always supportive, helped them get a good education, good upbringing, helped them settle down, get married, and still support them. If you ask them, they'll say, yeah. Okay. So, experience comes into play. Your personal experience. However, what I've noticed now, my opinion can be wrong. There is one singular fact. We all have to love ourselves first before we can love someone else. I'm not talking of those exceptional people who just love everyone selflessly. They wouldn't mind sleeping hungry, but they'll feed others. A normal individual, a normal person, not the outliers. Like, to be more specific, let me give first my example. Okay? Let me not take anybody else. Now, I'm married to my Thai wife. Okay? You have seen her on video. She's a very good girl, great character. And I'm pretty sure if you look at it from the lens the world views it, she is a better character than me. I'm very selfish, manipulative, self-centered. She's very nice, loving, giving, caring. Okay. Now let's assume okay, I'm just detach whatever you know about me and let's focus on the assumption. Let's assume from being a playboy, I'm 100% dedicated. Let's assume that I work very hard to save money only for her, day and night. Let's assume every day I wake up and I work hard for her future, the baby's future. Okay? Now, if this was advertised to the world, what would people say? Is he a good guy or bad guy? They'll say, oh, he's a perfect husband. Before he was not, now he's perfect. Okay. Now let's say, for example, my wife, she doesn't sleep around. She does all the work in the house. She listens to the husband. She takes care of the baby. So is she good or bad? Ideal wife. Now her parents, as long as I'm sweet, nice, take care of her future, everything, her parents will love me. Parents will say, you are an amazing guy. And if I send them money, buy them gifts, parents will say, he's an amazing guy. He's a gem of a guy. We are lucky we got a son-in-law like him. And if my parents were the normal, good people, they would say, this daughter is like our daughter. Okay. Now let's take another assumption. Let's assume both of them are good. Me and my wife, we both are good. But now, we don't get along. Differences of opinion, anything. Let's assume, let's think of something. Like, okay, religion. I want the kid to be atheist. She wants the kid to be Buddhist. Or let's assume I want to migrate to another country, let's say Philippines. And she says, no, I want to be here in Thailand. Example, just think of anything. Or she says, I want to be with my mother and family. Some indifference comes, some difference comes. Okay? I'm not talking of extramarital affair, just a normal indifference between two people. Okay? And we decide on a divorce. Okay, don't worry. Nothing has happened to my relationship. I'm just giving an example. Let's say we decide on a divorce. We shout, we fight. Here's my question. Do you think her family, her brother, sister, mother, everyone, is going to say, no, Loy is a nice guy. Oh, Loy is amazing. Loy is good. We will still keep in touch with Loy, even after the divorce. Do you think they'll say that? Simple. Do you think they'll say? No, they'll not say that. Do you think they'll say, my daughter is wrong? Loy, you are right. No, right? It never happens that way. And let's assume my parents were nice to me and all that, and we decide to go on a divorce. Who do you think my parents would support, me or that girl? Who do you think my friends would support, me or that girl? You know the answer. Our family supports us. Her family will support her. And provided your friends are close to you, your friends will support you. And her friends will support her. Now, I give you a very simple situation, which is not uncommon. It's a fact. This has happened to me with my previous relationships of girlfriends and, and I know clients who girls had boys and boys had girls. And, when they were in love, their team loved the other team and their family and that girl. The girl's family loved the boys' team and boys' parents and boys' friends and the boy. But when they split, both sides don't want to see each other's face. In fact, they hate each other. They'll talk only, in some worst cases, they talk not only shit about each other, they will even try to, harm, fights and this and that. And if you check the Facebook status of these people who break up, have you ever seen that? In my girlfriends that I've broken up with, even if the girl cheated me, that girl who cheated me of all the money, the funny thing is her friends know that she has cheated me. Her friends know. But they still say, oh, you're good-hearted, don't worry. These people are sick. Means these foreigners are sick. They are two-faced. And some of them are good, you took his money, he took advantage of you. They justify that. Then obviously, my side, my friends will say, Loy, good you got rid of her. She was a piece of shit. She's just a low life. You can get better women. Okay. So you see how fragile and unpredictable this feeling of love is, this emotion is. I get so many clients. Over the years, there's so many clients that I've had. And some have approached me for their divorce or marriage is not working. When you see their photographs and you see their memories when they were together, oof, can't live without each other, can't breathe without each other, kissing snaps, holding hand snaps, doing like this, and I can't live without you, Janu, you're my everything. So much of, oh, my cookie, honey bunny, and but when they want to break up, oh my goodness, ooh, that bitch, that dog, this, that, ooh. You know, the amount of love and passion that comes into marriage, where they're ready to sacrifice anything and everything, the same intensity goes into the hatred during the divorce. Oof, I've seen this. Now, you can take the example of kids, let's say children. Let's say you sacrifice everything for the children. You give them your life, you give them education, you give them everything. But have you heard some kids say, when they are angry with their parents, what did you do? What did you do that is so great? Did I ask you to give me birth? You're talking of sacrifices that you made for me. Did I ask you to sacrifice? Who asked you? You couldn't control yourself. And that's why I was born. What do you say to such people? What do you say? How do you handle it? Are they right? Yes, they have an element of reality. They never asked to be born. And then you did your duty, which honestly, there is no book or rule written that you have to do your job, but you chose to do it. So whose fault is it? I know, right? I'm painting a very abysmal, very depressed, very sad picture about life. You must be thinking, hey, Loy, what happened? You had a fight with your wife? No, man, I didn't have a fight. It just, whenever I speak to clients, I put myself in their shoes and I try to imagine what they are going through. And then it dawns on me, there's an element of truth in it, I've literally, my clients, they share their problems with me, not for free. They pay me money, so I give them my 100%. They tell me when I was in love, or before when they are in love, they genuinely had, feelings for each other, joint bank account. They would spend money for each other. They would make sacrifices for each other, find out what each of the partner wanted. The parents of either person would come and praise the person, talk nicely. They would hug each other, my son, my daughter, even though it was not their son or daughter, the father-in-law, mother-in-law. But when the relationship broke up, all those feelings vanished. And then they hate each other. They talk shit about each other. See, even my wifey, all her brothers, sisters, all like me, praise me, talk good about me, fool around with me. Why? Because now I'm taking care of her, I'm looking after her, I'm saving money for her. In their eyes, she is, perfect. The only drawback they know is she doesn't earn any money. In my case, I had a colorful past, but today, okay, serious, and I'm saving money. Now, even if I save 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, whatever I save for her and the baby, the day, if in case the relationship doesn't work out, do you think a single person in her family is going to talk bad about her and praise me, or be on my side and say, no, you're wrong? Unless, of course, she was an extreme character, smoking drugs and criminal, this thing. But we're not taking that extreme case. Normal person. No, they'll not. They will overlook all the limitations. She cannot earn. She doesn't have capacity to look after the baby, after herself. She doesn't have a job. She's lived a mediocre, below average life. They'll not look at all that. Why? Because that love that they have for their child blinds them. We tend to do it with whom we are in so-called love with. Parents can never see the fault of their children. When you're in love with someone, you can't see any flaws with them. When you want something, you don't see any drawbacks to it. So what is the conclusion of all this? Or is there a conclusion? I've just, this is my thinking, huh? I can be wrong. I have always believed one thing, and I think especially after going through tough times, because it's only after tough times you realize the reality of life. I've always really, first love yourself. First take care of yourself. First nurture yourself. Be selfish. And after you've done all that, then focus on the other person. Only then. Otherwise, no. See, with my wife, for example, I give you that example. No? So that the only reason I give you an example is so that you can relate to it. Because here you can see me and my wifey. If I give you someone else, you don't know who it is. And obviously I can't give you their details. So if tomorrow, let's say, me and my wife do separate, or we break up or whatever, it'll be stupid of me to say, oh, I sacrificed so much of my life for you. Even my baby. If I say, oh, I sacrificed my life for you, I give you this, I give you that, and now you're dumping, that means I'm stupid. But on the other hand, if it does break up, I should know that, so I took care of myself. Yes, I also took care of them. But that's the price to pay for what, the choices I've made. That's why I always tell my clients, first, you take care of yourself, focus on your dreams, focus on your wants, focus on what you want. So that if in case tomorrow the person breaks up with you or leaves you, or even, let's say, the person dies, you should know that you did your best for that person, but at the same time, you didn't deprive yourself of what is required. Because as you get older, no, you can't go back in time and get back those years, moments, memories, nothing. Then all you'll be left with memories, which either will be wonderful or you'll have regrets. So that is why I tell my clients, be selfish. Be self-centered, be focused. First take care of yourself, then and only after then take care of others, whether it's your child or wife or whatever. And this advice is applicable both for men and women. So, because I'll tell you, when things are good, we get too comfortable, we don't even think anything bad. But like they say, when shit hits the ceiling, you'll see true colors. And then you'll come to know what is true love. True love. True love, true colors. And there's nothing fake about it. Man is a selfish being, my friend. Let me just conclude with one example, just one. When you're in the aircraft, what do they tell you? In case of cabin pressure or oxygen masks will come down, first put the oxygen mask for your own mouth. Then put it for the baby or someone who can't take care. Why do they say that? Why they don't say first take care of the baby and then you? The reason being is, if you're the one who's taking care, means you're important. If your baby can't take care of herself or himself, then if in case something happens to you, who's there? So first you take care of you. If you're strong, the baby faints, you can take care of the baby. But if you put the mask for the baby and you faint, baby can't take care of you, right? Same thing if you're drowning. First you save yourself if you know how to swim. Then focus on saving someone else. But if your partner doesn't know how to swim and you're busy trying to save them, and if you lose your energy or faint, they can't save you, right? Survival of the fittest, my friend. Anyway, You let me know what are your thoughts. Very depressing, no? This is the sad reality of life. Nobody wants to hear. I guess that's why people pay me money. I keep it real. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You agree, disagree, whatever. All right? You guys take care.